Looking for the ultimate single-story layout with room for everyone and then some? In today's Porter Ranch home tour, we're taking you inside a rare single-level home for sale in Porter Ranch with not one, but two primary bedrooms, a detached guest unit, and your very own private pool. Whether you're moving to Porter Ranch for multi-generational living or just need flexible space for guests or a home office, this setup delivers. With spacious indoor-outdoor living, updated features, and a layout that makes sense for real life, this home is a standout in one of the most desirable neighborhoods in the Valley. If you've been dreaming about living in Porter Ranch with space, privacy, and lifestyle perks, this is the one to watch. Let's dive into what makes this Porter Ranch home for sale such a rare find. Wow, so much we're going to showcase to you in today's home tour. All right, so we're at our newest listing in Porter Ranch, California at 18248 Leahy Street. So we're located again in Porter Ranch. We're off the 118 freeway at Reseda Boulevard and San Fernando. Mission Boulevard are your main cross streets just south of Rinaldi Street. So when this home was built, almost all these homes that had this builder in this neighborhood, typically the floor plan was between 1,500 to 1,600 square feet, a ton of different variations of the floor plan from the original builder. But this house has been added on to, it's all permitted, and we're gonna show you what they did and how we got to that 2,069 square feet. So 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2,069 square feet of living space. You have 2 primary bedrooms, a pool in the backyard, and of course, the detached guest unit, which we're gonna showcase to you later in this video. What are we waiting for? Let's go turn around and look at the front of the house. Looking at the exterior of the home, the first thing you should notice is the fact that you have a low maintenance front yard. You have some wonderful landscaping here, some really great color when it comes to some of the plants that have been utilized here in the front yard, but at the same time, it's all very low maintenance. And especially when you have water restrictions when it comes to the Department of Water and Power, this is huge, being able to have this type of landscaping in your front yard. So of course you have the driveway over here. Now you have intertwined with the bricks on your concrete driveway. You can easily park, right? You can park your RV or boat if that's something that you wanted to park in this driveway, because you still have a little bit of a garage in the back. We'll show you that a little bit later, but this is going to be your main spot to be able to park vehicles, and also you can do so on the street as well. All right, let's walk up to the front of the house and we're going to come up to the double door entry and let's go inside. So welcome inside the double door entry to this 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home with 2,069 square feet of living space. Again, 11,249 square foot lot, built in 1957. So this home went through our Concierge Plus program. We're going to walk you through that a little bit as well. So as we make our way through the formal entry, you walk straight ahead into your living room space. So if you look at the ceiling, look at the beautiful crown molding. You have recessed lighting, freshly painted interior, ultra white baseboards, just to name a few. So a lot of character in this home. Now you'll notice the flooring down below, a very neutral color. This is luxury vinyl plank flooring. This is one of the things that we had done through our Concierge Plus program, as well as the freshly painted interior. And again, this gives the seller the opportunity to make changes, remodel, repairs to the home, no cost up front to the seller. Everything is able to be billed through the seller's net proceeds. Looking towards the other side of the house, absolutely love the light fixture hanging from above. And then look, you got this beautiful space for your formal dining area in here. And then of course you have the fireplace right off the dining table area too. Beautiful surround, and just a really nice feature to have in this room. So you have the vaulted ceiling across all the way from your living room to the dining room here. And then, you know, this is normally over to our left this is normally a closed wall, so they opened it up halfway, and extremely smart because on the one hand, look, now you don't really need to have a china cabinet here in this room because you got that cabinetry and storage. And if you wanted to, you could easily put some stools or some chairs there, kind of have it as a breakfast counter instead of using the formal dining table every single day. So that's a great option for you, something to keep in mind as well. So we're gonna wrap around here and go into the kitchen. One of my favorite things about this home is how the natural light just abundantly pours into this kitchen. You have the skylight above, you have the gleaming white tile counters here, and you have this beautiful large window overseeing the landscaping in the front yard. You have your freestanding range with your gas range on top, your built-in microwave, and to your left, you will have this sitting area right here. It's a great place for a home office, place to do homework maybe for kids, but a nice little niche to kind of keep things organized, and it doesn't take away from space from other parts of the house, right? So you have this really large kitchen space, and you could easily, if you wanted to, put in a small table as well, but I think how it's constructed right here, it looks really great. And if you wanted to, if you wanted to put in a small island, the way the kitchen is configured right now, you could put in a small island in this kitchen. Scott Himmelstein with the Scott Himmelstein Group. Hey, if you haven't done so already, definitely hit the subscribe button here, as we're always constantly putting out new home tours every week of remodeled, new construction homes, and obviously our new listings as well. And then of course, we always continue to add market updates, letting you know what's truly happening in the Los Angeles real estate market. All right, so a lot of people ask us, especially our sellers when they first meet with us, how do you get your homes ready for sale? What's the secret sauce? And everybody's plan is going to be different because some sellers are living in the house, some sellers aren't. So it really just depends on what you're actually going to achieve. Some sellers have pets in the property, some sellers are living in the property, sometimes they have kids, right? Sometimes they work from a home even, right? So it's basically incumbent upon us to be able to figure out a solution that works for you. And we always do. There's always a way to work around it. And again, part of the Concierge Plus program, like things that we did here, include paint, new flooring, sprucing things up to really give it that look like, hey, this home is ready to move into right now, to get the buyers ready to move into a house that's in this condition, right? So it's obviously a process, and we oversee all of that. And if you're using our Concierge Plus program, you have the opportunity to make changes or repairs or upgrade the house at no cost up front. Everything gets billed at the close of escrow. So if you want more details on that program, definitely reach out to us. We've done so many homes in this program, and every single one of them ends up selling for top dollar as a result of being in this program. Let's keep the home tour moving along. All right, now it's time to see the 3 bedrooms on the east side of the house. So these are the 3 original bedrooms of the house. So as we come on over here, you're going to see a bluish tile, but look how white and pristine the tile is on your vanity, as well as this soaking tub. So this is a beautiful, gorgeous soaking tub right here, a space to relax, unwind after a long day, maybe even have a glass of wine if that's something that interests you. Everything is so symmetrical in this room. Let me know what you think of this bathroom. All right, so now we're gonna back out of here, right? Now we're gonna see the first 2 actual bedrooms. We're gonna pass a storage closet that we just passed. To our left, straight ahead, is your linen closet. And now we're gonna go inside the first bedroom. So while we do that, let's talk about schools. So this home is zoned for the award-winning Granada Hills Charter High School that so many people want to be in the boundaries for that school. Your elementary school is Darby Elementary, and your middle school is Patrick Henry. So Darby Elementary is constantly rated usually an 8 or 9 out of 10 by greatschools.org, and it's a very popular school, a favorite neighborhood school for sure. And again, this home is zoned for that. All right, so now we're gonna go into the first primary suite, I would call it, right? And so they have it set up as a kid's bedroom in here. Again, notice the ceiling fan. You have a nice window that looks into the backyard. You have your mirrored closet, but you also have a walk-in closet over here as well. So definitely a lot of space and storage. Remember, like these homes that were built in the 1950s, they didn't have a walk-in closet like this. So that's a very nice touch. And then of course, you know, this is the primary suite, so you are going to have an attached bathroom. You're going to have your tile flooring, tile vanity, and of course your shower enclosure in this bathroom. So look how beautifully white, just like the previous bathroom that we were showcasing to you. So now you've seen 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So as we make our way over to this second primary suite, which will have a bedroom and bathroom attached, we're gonna pass through the hallway, we're gonna go back through the kitchen, and we're gonna go into another space before we get into this room. So this room in here is going to have all your pantry space. They made it so that they have space for a refrigerator. You could put a freezer in there. And then of course you have your washer and dryer hookup. So this is your second primary bedroom. Look at the size of it. This room is approximately about almost 450 square feet. So it's a really good size. This was, we believe, to be the original garage, right? And so this was converted by the previous owner into this primary suite. So a very large space. You could have an office here, a sitting area, right? You could maybe even have a little bit of a home gym in this area. And then of course, you do have your attached bathroom as well. You have a 3/4 bath, which has the shower. You have your tile vanity, and you also are gonna have access to the backyard from this primary suite. Yeah, you have a ton of recessed lighting above in addition to the ceiling fan. And of course, you're going to have plantation shutters on all the windows facing the front of the house as well as the backyard. So we've made it to the backyard. I know you've all been waiting for this. And we entered the backyard through the French doors right by the living room / dining room. So now that we are in the backyard, you have a lot of greenery in here, some beautiful trees, plants to give it a lot of color here in the backyard. Of course, you have your covered patio, plenty of space to grill out here. As you can see, our cellar actually has 2 different grills going on. So, you know, the weather here in Southern California is perfect to grill all year long, but you have this wide open space here. And of course, as you look at the other side right there, you can see fruit trees, right? Take a look at those oranges on this tree. And basically, you can make a lot of orange juice right there. All right, so we're gonna make our way down to where the pool area is, the pool decking. But before we do, take a look at this sign. Let me know in the comments below if this is a sign that you want to keep around your pool fence. We're gonna go down the brick steps right here. And down here, you're gonna have the detached garage as well as the guest unit. We're gonna take a look at the pool first. You have this huge oversized pool. Now, when you have the dark color bottom, I know it may sound like Captain Obvious here, but you do keep in the heat, whether it be a pebble bottom pool or just a dark colored pool itself. Right, you're gonna be able to keep in that heat, especially during the summer months. You know, because a lot of times, you know, especially in April, May, and September, right, well, even though it's kind of hot during the day, you oftentimes will lose the heat because it gets really cool at night. So being able to keep in the heat even more keeps that temperature up during those summer months. This is the aforementioned guest unit. So many different ways you can utilize this space. Now, before I get into that, take a look at the wood beam ceiling on top. You have a more modern ceiling fan on top. Now, because this is detached from the rest of the house, It's not set up for central AC, but you do have a wall unit AC right there against the wall. So you could easily set up a bed, you know, maybe make it a guest unit. Maybe you want to have it as a yoga studio. Definitely perfect for a home office for sure. And it's set up where if you want to have it as a home office, you could easily have a separate entrance where people wouldn't actually have to come into your backyard and whatnot. It's easy to set it up that way. So something to consider if you have a business that you're running from home. Maybe you want it as a movie theater, right? And the best part about that is, you know, this is essentially also like a pool house, and you have this kitchen here, right? You have a small freestanding range. You have your dual sink basin, stainless steel right here. And of course we have the refrigerator. Gotta have the bathroom here because you have the pool. So the beauty of this is that your guests or yourself don't have to go into the home to be able to use a bathroom when they're utilizing the pool or the backyard. So just a wonderful space. Let me know in the comments below, what would you use this space for? Would you use it as a guest unit? Would you use it as a home office? How would you utilize it, and how would it work for your needs? All right, let's continue out in the backyard. Scott Himmelstein with the Scott Himmelstein Group. All right, so I really want to know, what do you think of the layout of this house, the backyard, the detached guest unit? How would you use that guest unit? What do you think of the size of the pool? Is this the type of home that you're looking for? Single story, ranch style home in Porter Ranch in zip code 91326. All right, so again, if you're looking to buy a home here in Southern California in the greater Los Angeles area, let us know what questions are keeping you up at night. Something I have really enjoyed on this channel is being able to just answer questions. Maybe people aren't ready to buy or sell right now, but a lot of times people have questions, and a lot of you have reached out to us and just picked up the phone and called and just asked away your questions. And it's had some really engaging conversations, and really have enjoyed the opportunity to get to know a lot of you, just because, you know, there were things that you were wondering about, but you didn't know the answers to, and you couldn't get a straight answer online. So if you're thinking of something that you really want to know the answer to, whether it be buying or selling, maybe you want to know what paint color you should be painting right now, what type of color for your cabinetry, should you remodel everything before you put your home on the market, should you just sell it as is? If you're a buyer, maybe wondering, how much money should I put down on my, for a down payment? What else can I do to get my offer accepted? What happens once my offer is accepted? Right, so these are just some of the questions that we deal with on a daily basis. So any questions, definitely feel free to reach out anytime. Hope you enjoyed this home tour. Again, I'm Scott Himmelstein with the Scott Himmelstein Group. And if you like this video, definitely hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next home tour.